Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another pregnancy update for you guys. Today I'll be doing week 30, 31, and 32. Yeah, I kind of got a little bit behind on them, but I definitely wanted to go ahead and get these videos out for you guys. If you are new to my channel, my name is Roshonda. I have 3 boys, twin 5-year-olds and a 2-year-old. They're all boys. And I am currently expecting my first baby girl, who was also my last child. So on this channel, you'll see mainly pregnancy updates and what my twins take for school for lunch. So if you're interested in that, I wish you would like this video, consider subscribing to my channel, and if you are returning, hey y'all. And let's go ahead and get into this video. So if you see me looking down, I do have a little piece of paper here, so I can go ahead and get, my brain is boggled, so if I don't write it down, I'm not going to remember it. So starting off with, okay, week 30. So for week 30, I have here that I had a lot of pain in my left side above my rib. Okay, so week 30 was crazy for me. Let me just tell y'all what happened. So I was having some pain that was like balled up here on the left side, just right above my rib, and it would hurt worse. Excuse me, when I would take a deep breath. And I had noticed it like the day before going to the doctor. And I don't know, I just woke up with like this really just hard, like sharp pain is really what it was. I felt like I was getting stabbed. So and I had actually had a doctor's appointment that next day. So when I went to the doctor, I let them know like, hey, you know, I woke up with this really bad pain in, you know, my left side. I don't know what's going on. So they did like a full-blown checkup on me. My doctor was asking me like 100 questions. You know, I had, and the reason what made her very concerned is because I did have like some chest pain accompanied with it, and also a little bit of headaches. I was having like some headaches with it. So she was thinking that it could possibly have been like high blood pressure. Also, not to mention my blood pressure was a little bit elevated, considering the fact that I am considered high risk because of my post-eclampsia with my twin pregnancy. I don't think, did I tell you? I thought I told you guys, but just in case I did not tell you guys, after I had the twins, I ended up developing post-eclampsia. 1 week after I gave birth to them, I had a very high spike in blood pressure that led me to be in the emergency room, admitted into the emergency room. My blood pressure was like 200 something over like 100 and something, and at the time I was only 17, so it was kind of like, you know, crazy. I almost had a stroke. And so yeah, because of that history, all my pregnancies have been high risk. My pregnancy with my 2-year-old and also this pregnancy, and just trying to keep blood pressure down. So blood pressure is kind of always an issue, but I do take medicine for it. So even with taking my medicine, for some reason this particular week, week 30, my blood pressure was a little bit elevated. So it was 153 over 47, which is not too bad, but it's elevated considering where I had been. So with the chest pain, the side pain, and the kind of like elevated blood pressure, they went ahead and sent me to the ER for some testing. And I wasn't happy because I had things to do, but I had to make sure too that I took care of myself. Y'all don't mind this right here. This is her car seat. It's just sitting out right here, but yeah, I'm filming in her room. Which, let me know in the comments down below if you guys want a full nursery tour. I am working on her nursery. It's almost done. It's just not quite done yet. Okay, so I went to the emergency room, and y'all, forgive me. I'm out of breath. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I went to the emergency room. They did an EKG on me. They were monitoring baby heart rate and everything like that, and they ran like a whole bunch of blood work and like urine tests and things like that, and everything came back completely normal. And before I left the emergency room, my blood pressure had actually gone down, so it was looking a whole lot better for me. So they went ahead and let me go from the ER. I was there like 2.5 hours, and so yeah, that's what happened. I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, they wanted me to go ahead and come back in 1 week for a checkup instead of 2 weeks, because at 30 weeks you're still going you're going to OB appointments every 2 weeks, but they had me come back in a week. So that's all I had for week 30. My whole week 30 was going good. Besides that, craziness that happened. So for week 31, the pain in my ribs that I have been feeling, you guys, was, all my mamas out there probably know what I'm about to say, but so the baby was balled up on the side of my rib. That's what I found out. She was balled up, like in this ball, like her feet were close to her face, like she was completely balled up right there in the side of my rib cage, and it was just comfortable for her. And so, which is crazy to me, because no matter how I would move, what I would eat, what I would drink, the pain would not go away. And I've never had that with any of my pregnancies, so to find out that that's what the pain was like crazy. Also for week 31, you guys, my husband got his procedure done. Okay, so he is now sterile. Let's just say we ain't gonna be having no more kids. Okay. Number 4, we're done. So he healed from that perfectly. And as far as that checkup that I was supposed to have, my blood pressure there was 114/63, which is excellent. That's what it's supposed to be. And I also got that Tdap shot, which is, what does it stand for? I think it's tetanus. The T stands for tetanus, the D stands for diphtheria, and then it's like a whooping cough, all mixed in one. So yes, they recommend mamas getting it around like 8 months pregnant or so, and to help you and baby be immune from the whooping cough. So yeah, I went ahead and got that vaccine, and I went ahead and got the last of my blood work done as well for that week. So if you don't know, at the very beginning of your pregnancy, they test you for like everything, all STDs, and just like anything that could be harmful to the baby. So they have to do it again at the end of the pregnancy to make sure you're still good, no STDs, etc., etc. So I went ahead and got that blood work done, and that's all for week 31. So for week 32, I had an ultrasound, you guys. I got to see my little baby. Y'all, okay, so at the ultrasound, she was weighing 4 pounds 10 ounces, which, okay, so that's the 67th percentile, and I think last time I talked to you guys about percentile, she was like in the 54th percentile or something like that. So yeah, she's a big girl. So she was 4 pounds 10 ounces, and they were telling me that I guess at that particular gestation, babies are just now creeping up on like 4 pounds, like just now creeping up on 4 pounds at the most. And then average would be somewhere around 3 pounds 15 ounces or something like that. So yeah, she's big. Okay, she was almost 5 pounds at 32 weeks. So yeah, she's just gonna be big, and I've come to terms with the fact that she's just gonna be big. And that's okay with me, because she will be born via C-section. At that ultrasound, they told me that I will now have to come back for ultrasounds every single week, so every 7 days, because of my high risk. My high blood pressure is in the past, and they just want to monitor her growth, because anytime you're dealing with high blood pressure or anything like that, they want to monitor baby's growth, because eclampsia makes babies bigger. I don't have eclampsia. I don't deal with high blood pressure all the time, but also because she's just growing at a much faster rate than most babies. Excuse me, they feel like they need to just continue to monitor her growth and make sure she doesn't get like too big. Okay, so yeah, I'm going every week. I was very excited because I get to see my baby every week. Okay. So also here for week 32, I have on here that I can't bend over at all. Done bending over. Like, it hurts so bad when I try to bend over, and I used to bend over like all the time, and people would tell me, stop bending over, stop bending over. And I used to be like, well, I'm okay. Like, no, I cannot bend over at all. If I drop something on the floor, it's gonna stay there. Y'all, I wasted water on my shirt. Just ignore that. Like, if there's nobody around me to pick it up, I'm just gonna leave it there, because I can't bend over to get anything. Sitting, standing, I can't bend over, period. Like, I'm over it. Also, I put on here that my heartburn has gotten even worse, you guys. For all my mamas out there that have battled heartburn, like, I want to tell you, the only thing I've been using is Tums. And I know that you can use like other stuff, like Peptid, how do you say it, Peptid, something like that. Okay, but I just be using Tums because it's the most affordable option, and I've never had Peptid, so I don't really want to use anything that I'm not used to. I've used Tums with all of my children. But if you're pregnant, you can only take up to 5 Tums a day. And y'all, I'm popping them Tums. I'm popping all 5 of them Tums before the day even end, and I'm still struggling. Like, I've tried sitting up, waiting hours before I lay down after eating, like watermelon, you know, like natural remedies. Nothing is working. My heartburn is so bad. And then at my ultrasound, they were telling me that she got a lot of hair everywhere. Like, I didn't even know that they could see hair on an ultrasound, because they've never seen hair on any of my other children's ultrasounds. But all of my children have come out with a head full of hair. So, yeah, I don't want to say she's killing me, but woo, she is taking me through it, okay? But yeah, also for week 32, and this is the last thing on here, I have picked up an appetite. Like, I'm craving more foods. I'm way hungrier more. But it's like I've really just developed more of an appetite. I've been having a hard time getting satisfied. It's like I'll eat and then it's okay, I need a snack, and now I need something sweet. Okay, now I need a drink. You know, it's yeah. My appetite have just really picked up. And then it's even worse because they don't reopen the new Golden Corral by my house. So if you don't know what Golden Corral is, it is a soul food buffet, basically like a soul food buffet. They got different things on the menu, but yeah, I've been up in there like 2, 3, 4, 5 times since they reopened. And I'm just so happy because I love that it gives me options. And yeah, I'll be definitely satisfied after I have Golden Corral. So y'all pray for me. I've been eating so much lately, but you know, it's gonna be okay because I'm about to drop this weight right after I have her. Yes, that is all for weeks 30 through 32. Thank you guys so much for listening to me rant, listening to this pregnancy update. I hope that you guys will like, subscribe, and then I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.